Hi guys, how is everybody today? Good, I hope. Good. It is snowing like crazy. I love it. It matches the hair. So, okay. If you guys get sick of this, just tell me. Because I love it. And I will keep doing it. I love it. I do. Sorry. Alright. So, today I'm going to finish with the major arcana of the Cosmic Tarot. And where did we leave off yesterday? The Devil. I think we left off with the Devil. Let's see. Yes, we sure did. Alright, so, let me find him. He is such an awesome card in this deck. He is one of my favorites in this deck. Find him. Huh, that's weird. Where did he go? There he is. Alright. So, this is the Devil. I love this one. Such a very political card. Very political is what I see. So, the Devil. Alright. So, the Devil within the Cosmic Tarot. A creature, part man and part beast, poses before a prison surrounded by the victims of his reign. A man on his right seems unaware of his chains as he tries to stride away. A woman is chained within the walls of a prison. At the Devil's left hand, another woman stands on the back of a man. She enjoys her dominance, but she too is in chains. Those who oppress others are oppressed, though they often fail to see this. So, the Cosmos. The Lover's card showed the union of opposites through love. The Devil represents what opposes union. In emotional terms, it is hatred. In metaphysical terms, it is ignorance. Here is the existence that our New Age does not acknowledge, though whether new-aged or old-aged, we continue to exist and suffer in it. The Devil offers no true marriage, no union, no creation. Okay. Ironically, primeval ignorance is expressed in the Hebrew Scriptures, which is the Old Testament, as the knowledge of good and evil. This knowledge is not to be confused with the conscience, which occasionally prevents us from acting on hatred and anger or encourages us to act in wisdom. So the knowledge that the Devil offers is the conviction that we have a self separate from the opposed to others. From and opposed to others. Adam and Eve's self-consciousness was manifest in their wish to clothe their natural bodies, to hide from God. As long as we hold the conviction of self, we are ignorant of a blissful union. The Devil separates being from being, creation from creator. While this may seem a problem for the individual to work out, it is an essential component in the unending cosmic cycle of suffering to which all beings are subject. A world in which nature decrees that we, humans, cats, dogs, insects, birds, fish, plants, microorganisms, must kill each other in order to survive. So, very different, very different. Yes, my Norton, I know I have a day left. Sorry, guys. One day left, yes, I know. Shut the hell up. Okay, the human community. The devil emerges from deteriorating structure and is himself in a state of deterioration. His hold on disciples remains untarnished. The chains are shiniest part of the image. His horns recall animalistic energy, but the ring through his nose recalls the servitude and bondage of animals, such as from a farm of oxen. His costume mixes church and military dress, reflecting the age-old problem in the corruption of religion by power. The church is not necessarily religion, as commonly understood. A political ideology can substitute for religion. Torture, unjust detention, disappearances, and death penalty, execution, are the evil reflections of the defective social system. When state power is threatened by protesters or rebellion, the repression intensifies. It's true. War does not represent the pitting of one ununified society against another ununified society. Although propaganda says otherwise, history shows that wars break out when the conflicting elements within a nation are projected onto an enemy. Charismatic individuals who exploit hatred, fear, and ignorance bedevil the world. The devil crumbles, but the chains are renewed. Society must use caution in creating its prison in military and police structures. They easily assume much power and are not easily cast off. Active human rights advocates can ensure that institutions of abuse are more and more difficult to hide from the rest of the world. Okay, so the individual. People often try to gain their wishes by manipulating others. Methods range from tears to fists, from threats of abandonment and financial deprivation, to wax voodoo dolls. The first step to freedom from one who is in the role of the victim is to face the problem, and the fact that it can't be wished or hoped away. Then one must seek help, over and over again until one has the strength and resources to break away. So, the inverted star on the devil's necklace indicates still another form of repression. No, it doesn't. That's not what that means. I'm sorry. Capulation to materialism and pleasure, the five senses, represented by the 5 points of the star, pointed earthward, downward. The body is enslaved to getting the riches and rich sensations. Such a destiny of earth element, the sense of cleaving to material earth, is decadence, as when an animal falls to the ground and decays. Exploitation, prostitution. Wow, prostitutes? It's different. Bondage. It's not bad. Slavery. Oh, yeah, no. Perversion. Anything becomes possible. The devil represents the lowest point in the cycle of life. At the bottom, however, there is hope. The only way to go is up. Recovery is a struggle that few can make alone. Now is the time to find supportive friends and guides. Reliable people who will not exploit the situation and set the cycle into motion once more. So, more often than not, we emerge from our life struggles with new strength and wisdom and compassion for others who are where we were. Alright, meanings. Victory of materialism, occult powers, slavery, dependence, perversion, subordination, ravage, bondage, passion, egoism, malevolence, subservience, weird experience, bad outside influence or advice, black magic, unexpected failure, violence, self-punishment, temptation to evil, overcoming one's fears, perception of the inner daemon. It's the inner daemon. Throwing off shackles, divorce, recognition of one's needs by another person, overcoming severe handicaps, the beginning of a spiritual understanding. It's totally different than what, well, I see that card as, I see Dionysus, the god of love, the god of desire and pleasure. So I don't see the devil in this card whatsoever. I like that. I really like that definition, though. It's a very good definition. Especially a new spiritual awakening. Which is very cool. I love this. I love this deck. It's just getting through it. Okay. The Tower is next, and I love this card too. Again. This is really cool. A really, really cool one. So this is the Tower in the Cosmic Tarot. Very different. So much more symbolism. So that is the Tower. Alright, the Tower. The Eye of God blasts a tower. Fire engulfs the top stories, and two people and a crown fall. Pride has lifted the tower to reach for the heavens. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. I got a cigarette. I'm dying. Alright. The cosmos. However intriguing cosmologies may be, however intellectually stimulating, in the end they are only systems of human thought. All of the religions and philosophies of Earth cannot really touch the heavens. They can only try to point the way. One can consider the image of the tower as a divine awareness, the eye of God, turning its searing ray on the edifice, edifice? The fuck does that word mean? Of human cosmology. The pride invested in the cleverness of all. I need glasses, you guys. What did I learn today? I fucking need glasses. Of it all tumbles down as easily as the fancy crown falls to the depths. Pure experience, clear awareness, cannot be replaced by intellectualization. I do need glasses. Glasses. And I'm going to hang them like really low on my nose. So when I have to read like this. Serious. I'm going to really play out the old man role. Get this all. It's turning gray. It's silver. It scares me. Alright. The human community. The tower recalls the Hebrew scriptures. Old Testament. Hebrew scripture is the Old Testament. The New Testament, the entire Bible is shit. It's stupid. It really is. Too many people take the Old Testament too seriously, and it's disgusting. So the tower recalls the Hebrew scriptures of the Old Testament, story of the Tower of Babel, Genesis 11. We all know that. The people attempted to make a tower to reach the heavens. To stop them, God scattered them about the earth, and their common tongue was splintered into diverse languages. The partially built tower was abandoned. The pious rejoice in the justness of God's sentence on upstart humankind. A nagging question remains, though. Free will. So no, God did not do that. Wasn't the work to reach the heavens a noble one? And who can help but mourn the shattering of a primeval understanding among humankind? An understanding so perfect, it seemed to threaten God himself. The trembling crown of the tower offers a clue to one way of interpreting the story. Whatever happened to free will? Serious. So, where'd I go? Oh, the crown is a symbol of earthly power. Who wears the crown rules earth. In medieval times, the anointed royalty felt themselves to be closer to God than the commoners. Richard I, called the Lionheart, claimed that the only one who outranked him was God himself. Partly his words were defiance to the papacy. but a feeling of innate superiority conditioned him and his fellow royalty. The brutal exploitation of peasants by the ruling class showed no human sympathy. So, in the same way, slaveholders and colonists all over the world persuaded themselves that their race or nationality and their technology and material condition gave them the right, indeed the obligation, to dominate and guide people of other lands and races. Colonialism, racist supremacy, sexism, and classism are all manifestations of conceit on social scale. Ultimately, the most powerful and the most abject are equal in spirit. A tower of brick is basically a pile of mud. Attempts to reach heaven through material structures and human directed projects throw us right back on the ground. I don't like the story of Babel. The Tower of Babel. I think it's ridiculous. I don't find how it's real. It's just stupid. Okay, so the individual. The tower is a symbol of the status quo. Entrenched ways of thinking and living, carefully built security and lifestyle, and dogma walls of inspiration and spontaneity. Snobbishness and arrogance block any insight one might have on oneself or others. Opening up can be painful, a real trauma. The lightning of exposure can take the form of an uncomfortable glimpse into our own complacency, or it can be a shattering, life-transforming event. The tower can represent an unpleasant person, one who forces us to deal with the negative aspects of our own personalities. It's not a bad thing. Alchemy. Okay, meanings. So when this pops up in a reading for you. Forced change. Breakdown, ruin, fight, catastrophe, destruction, breakup of constricting convictions, arrogance, an unpleasant and unwelcome person, an intrusion on a complacent existence, intolerance, disappointment, change of a chance for a new start, liberation, enthusiasm, complete and sudden change, continued oppression, living in a rut, inability to change. That is the tower. So the star is next. I like these meanings so much better. Well, some of them. Getting stuck on shit here. Alright, let's see. Where's the star? Probably very back. Yep. This is another one that I love. I love how they take the form of blue people. So there's the star in Cosmic Tarot. Very cool. And I keep going over and over and rewatching season 5 of Buffy just to see the simple card. I don't know. I just think it's amazing. So, the star. A woman stands on the edge of a lake, a flamingo at her side. I just thought of something very funny. She pours water from 2 cups into the lake. The liquid pouring over a lotus. The rays of the star in the sky meet the moon. The star on the woman's headband and a rising star. The cosmos. The 6-pointed Magen David, Star of David, is a symbol of ancient religion of Judaism. The Hebrew people evolved a monotheistic religion in the midst of a pagan land, like the Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva triad, which is in reality one Godhead, Jehovah, who is called Adonai. Oh, there's my Adonai is a demon. So everybody that worships Jehovah is worshipping a demon. Adonai is a creator, sustainer, destroyer, all in one. The 6-pointed star shows 2 triangles, one pointing up and one pointing down. These triangles can be seen to represent the action of the animal or earthly body, aspiring to spirit, and spirit becoming incarnate, inhabiting the body. Very different meanings than the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Very different, and very different from the Power Tarot too. Very cool though. Okay, where was I? Okay. In the book of Genesis, man is earth dust, vivified by the breath of the divine creator. The word spirit derives from Latin spiritus, meaning breath. Did you guys know that? And I did. Jeopardy. Honestly, Jeopardy. That was on Jeopardy a couple nights ago. You learn a lot of shit on Jeopardy, guys. So, in the same way that the Egyptian creator, Thoth, fashioned clay statues of humans and breathed life into them. Jesus is called the Word of God made flesh, and the world rides on the breath, hence the power of praying or chanting out loud. Many Hindus considered Christ to be like Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, the deity descended into bodily form. We are all like Christ or Krishna. We all contain the breath of divine potency in the earthen vessel of our flesh. The beautiful woman on the star represents divinity in nature. I like that card. I have a giant Krishna right there. I love my Krishna. I love Krishna. Okay, the human community. The star is the ecology card of the tarot. Unashamed of her natural body, unafraid to stir the waters of the deep, the woman circulate people, circulate. I like that. Two broke girls joke. One other person would get it. Circulate, girls, circulate. As the rain meets the waterfall, where'd I go? As groundwater feeds the spring that wells up from below, the bird at the woman's side is trusting. Trusting. Humankind will never return en masse to the primitive life, unless a grand catastrophe wipes out civilization. However, we vitally need to stay in touch with our Earth. Nature is a mirror of a society, of humankind's collective consciousness, or soul, or karma, exploitation, or generosity, carelessness, or long-term planning, ignorance, or knowledge are all affected in the rivers, the mountains, the oceans, and the sky. Have you guys heard? There's this ridiculous, stupid shit going around that the world is going to end. The apocalypse is coming in 2020. Really? Anyways. Yeah. People are saying it's coming in 2020. Doubt it. Doubt it. The individual. The star is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It is pure hope, unstained by arrogance, disappointment, and doubt. But, hope before the solidifying act of faith, fluid and inspired. The hope of the star is not grounded in material or psychological desire. It is the thought of salvation or enlightenment, hope for the good of all beings. Very good card. The star illuminates the divinity in everyone and everything. It is the realm of miracles. The experience of the star can be one of those days when you wake up joyous and for no special reason. A day when the faces of people on the street are beautiful. Even Where'd I go? Even with the suffering that marks them. The experience of the star can be divine ecstasy or mania. Complete mania. I would love that. Meanings: hope, beauty, brilliance, clarity, inspiration, unconventional person, bright prospects, mixing of the past and present, optimism, return of childhood faith that brings joy amidst sorrow, something valuable, which one thought lost is found, insight, astrological influences, fantasies, and resignation. So, we have the moon, if I can find it. Oh, right there. We have the moon next. Very, very different. Damn camera. So that's the moon. It's snowing. I love it. Alright, the moon. Okay. A crayfish, blah, crawls out of the waters. Attracted by the moon, within the moon are two fishes, symbolic of the astrological sign Pisces, which is ruled by watery Neptune. The sky opens to the immensity of the cosmos. So, the cosmos. A metaphor of the way in which lunar forces manifest can be seen in the tides of the earth. We cannot see any force emanating from the moon to perform the massive work of moving Earth's oceans, rivers, lakes, and topsoil. The unseen, intangible force of the moon is perceived only through its effects. So the human community, archetypically, the moon rules the unconsciousness, the part of the mind that is unknown to us and yet can motivate our actions and thoughts. The unconscious is not evil in itself, but it is dangerous in that it can circumvent reason and conscience, and powerful in that its roots lie partly in physical and emotional gratification. In The Undiscovered Self, Carl Jung, I love Carl Jung, points to the danger of a society in which reason and insight do not figure strongly. Fantasizing types know how to fish in the depths of the collective unconsciousness to draw forth psychotic behavior from the masses. Genocide, witch hunts, totalitarianism, whatever. Cruel excesses in scientific research on animals, and humans. Citizens spying on citizens. Ethnic cleansing. Two questions arise after atrocities are made unbearably clear to the world. When did we realize what was happening? Why did we let it continue? We fear the answer to such questions. So, facing up to the obscure currents of human nature need not to be an exercise in permission of self-flagellation. Did I read that right? Self-flagellation. Okay, yeah, I did read that right. Okay. Manifestations of social insanity are easily recognizable. Cruelty and prejudice are the major and distinguishing characteristics. Like any other serious illness, they should not be ignored, especially since they tend to run a plague course if unchecked. I'm still self-flagellant. That's still strange. As self-knowledge is at least a beginning of responsibility for our actions. Self-flagellance. Okay. The moon has a bright face as well as an obscure one. Inspiration arises from the depths of the psyche to find expressions in the arts, which in turn illuminate the human psyche through engaging all of our faculties, the senses, the intellect, the emotions, and the imagination. So, an artwork can be poetic or propagandistic, but the most effective are not those that have the answers, but those that raise questions, stimulating insight. Solidarity and sympathy among people can come simply through exposition of the human heart. When an Asian is moved by an African dance, when a Tennessee Williams plays meets with a great success in Russia, we find that we are not so different from each other after all. The moon rules healing that depends on intuition and faith, rather than immersive science and technology. Many of us had had the experience of visiting a doctor after doctor till we finally connect with one who makes the proper diagnosis and prescribes a helpful treatment. Healers with lunar power can be found in mainstream medicine, but tend to gravitate to alternative and folk medicine, especially herbalism. So, the individual. Like the moon, Pisces is able to see into the darkness, emotional life, the hidden currents of the psyche, clairvoyancy, inexplicable urges are all to Pisces as to water to the fish. Through Pisces is able to absorb and reflect the emotions of others. He or she is introverted, inclined to hide his or her own deeper feelings. Pisces might be a mystic, a teacher, or a speculative scientist, or an artist, especially an actor. Or a Pisces can descend into delusions of power within witchery, charlatanism, a celebrity complex, or even fascism. The forces of the moon act strongly on the watery temperament of Pisces, evoking vulnerability, susceptibility, and the tendency to indulge in languid pleasures and mind-altering substances. Like a fish, Pisces will submerge him or herself in the element chosen, eagerly becoming an egotistical solitude, an addict of drugs and or dreams, a fantastic or a charismatic leader, a martyr who sacrifices everything for his or her faith, a true medium, a devoted and sensitive lover, a great actor who enlightens us with his or her portrayal of the undercurrents of human life. Wow. And that's all the moon. It's crazy. Alright, so the individual symbolized by the moon can be one who is all things to all people. We gravitate to these celebrities, all vulnerability and all charisma with great talent, often in text, whatever, mixed within whatever persona. Lunar qualities have been called feminine in contrast to the solar masculine qualities. So women are perceptive to be more at the home in the realm of emotions and are supposed to be more intuitive. In fact, beyond the amount of emotional display allowed by culture, men seem to feel as much joy, sorrow, and anger, and so on, as women. And women have all the rational and analytical faculties that men have. The moon warns of hidden currents, possibly gossip and intrigue. The moon can also indicate a breakthrough, especially in scholarly or artistic work, with sudden insight of new realms of hope. The 12 stars around the moon are arranged like the hours of a clock, indicating time perceived as a cycle rather than as linear. For women of childbearing age, the moon directs attention to the reproductive health, as the menstrual cycle generally synchronizes with the moon cycle. The moon may indicate thoughts about having children. The moon can also signal menopause. Okay. Meanings: salvation, mercy, emotion, sensitivity, artistic talent, the unconscious, hidden mental power, to forget oneself, drugs, dreams, extrasensory perception, intuition, secrets revealed, intrigue, and gossip. Wow. Weird. Very weird. So, alright, we're going to leave off with the moon today. And then tomorrow we'll go on with the sun. So, alright guys, so I have an idea that I'm going to do. So I received all this in the mail, all these wonderful spell candles. So I'm going to be making huge spell mojo bags, just regular spell mojo bags for like love, luck, healing, health, Just simple, very simple things. So I will be doing that. I have that to work on. And then I have still Veronica's Essence to work on. I have that to go. Candles will be going out. The one candle will be going out as soon as I can get to the post office. I hate snow. Actually, no, I love it, but... So yeah. If you guys want, I have a ton of those candles, those spell candles. If you guys want a specific custom one made, just tell me. Just email me. Just for all the candles and everything, just email me. It's easier that way. So, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. I wanna really get back in. I wanna, like, make them all very personal and just nice and awesome and just have them, you know, bring what you want. So yeah, that's what I plan to do with those candles. So hopefully you guys like those. What else? Yes, I will be doing live. I promise I will do a live thing. I promise, just not today. So, alright guys, I hope you all have a great day, and I love you all very much. And thank you guys for watching. I've got to do this one more time. I know you guys are probably sick of it. I love it. Looks like the witch's thing on The Wizard of Oz. Very much. So relaxing. Oh my god, I love it. My nose itch. Yes, I can twitch my nose like fucking Samantha. Kinda. But yes, the candles, all kinds of new stuff is coming, so. Alright guys. I love you all very much. Thank you guys for watching. And if you guys are sick of that thing, just tell me to shut the hell up. Alright guys, I love you all very much. And thank you for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright guys.